Good evening to you. Thanks for being here tonight. I'm Regina Ahn. Well, tonight the Spokane community came together for a candlelight vigil to honor a North Spokane woman who was killed in her home over the weekend. The Spokane County Medical Examiner confirms 35-year-old Cassie died from multiple stab wounds, and they're calling the manner of the death a homicide. The suspect remains in police custody at the hospital. Armando Rowley was at the vigil tonight as friends and family remember Cassie's impact.
An impressively large crowd gathered this evening here at Franklin Park to honor the life of Cassie. Here are their kind words.
We're here to celebrate Cassie's life tonight and bring love and light to the family during this very, very dark time. Cassie was a beautiful soul. She was kind, caring, loving.
So on behalf of our entire family, thank you all for being here tonight in the remembrance of Cassie and in supporting our family during this time. Your love, kind words, and prayers have been heard so loud and have been an immense help these past few days.
So pretty the way that we're changing. We're best to tie up our mistakes with.
When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them.
We'll be somebody new next year. And I don't mind it, whoever we ride in, I'm gonna ride with it, ride in.
From that time that girl started walking, she was a strong soul because she was a strong woman. If I ever needed backup, I'll tell you what, she was on speed dial.
A friend of Cassie's also added, out of this tragedy, let's make something good out of this and say no more to domestic violence. Reporting in North Spokane, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
I agree with that message. Okay, Amanda, thank you. There are several resources in our community that deals with domestic violence. And today we talked with Dina Chappell. She is the president of the Our Kids, Our Business Child Abuse Prevention Coalition. Now, we asked Chappell how much domestic violence and child abuse impacts our community here.
And here in Spokane, our domestic violence rates and our child abuse rates are higher than the state average. And I think with COVID, the isolation that's presented, we've seen an increase in intimate partner violence and domestic violence. And we just really need to be really aware of it, get help for those people that we know are in those situations.
Chappell also stressed the importance of providing prevention and educating the community on what to do if you're in an unsafe situation or if you know someone who needs help. One resource is a YWCA domestic violence program. They are a 24-hour helpline. That number 509-326-2255. That number is also right there on your screen. New tonight, 5th and 6th grade students in Spokane Public Schools will be back to full-time in-person instruction by April 28th. Now they're currently in a hybrid model. To help make that happen, distancing requirements inside of the classroom will go from 6 feet to just 3, and now that's just for grades 5 and 6. Grades 7 through 12 will stay in a hybrid model and at a 6-foot distance. That's because of high case rates in our area right now. Grades K through 4 will also stay at 6 feet apart because they're already full-time and don't need the extra space. The search is still on tonight for a suspect or suspects who shot at a man at a West Spokane apartment complex this afternoon. Spokane police are saying it could be a robbery turned shooting. The shooting was reported around 4 p.m. in the area of 2800 West Elliott Drive. This evening we spoke with neighbors who was shocked to hear anything of this nature happening in that neighborhood.
It's like, wait a minute, crime in this neighborhood is usually really low when it comes to this kind of stuff. It's a shock that someone got shot.
And the victim was transported to the hospital with potentially life-threatening injuries. According to police, there have been no word on how he is doing tonight. Crime Stopper is offering a reward for information following the fatal shooting of 16-year-old Owar Opew at a birthday party in Spokane Valley. Owar was a sophomore at Meade High School when his life was tragically cut short on February 6th. According to Spokane Valley Police, they weren't able to get much information from party attendees and witnesses at the scene. However, they do not believe it was a random incident. Anyone who has information is urged to call the tip line, that number right there on your screen. New court documents shedding lights on events leading up to the murder of a Spokane woman whose body was found in a burning car on the South Hill in January of 2020. Yasir Daraji is accused of killing the woman who was his ex-wife. He is charged with second-degree murder. Newly found documents show the victim reported Daraji previously kidnapped her at gunpoint and held her hostage during a trip to visit family in Iraq. Documents also state the victim claimed Daraji threatened to send their children out of the country and have his family murder her if she went after them. Documents also revealing Daraji misrepresented a parenting plan, and because the victim could not read English, she unknowingly signed away her parental rights.
Tommy's been the driving force behind, us being able to get these guys.
I think he's the main key to this program for getting international bigs over, or international any type of players.
Now, those sound bites were from 6 years ago, but they remain true about Gonzaga's Tommy Lloyd. After 20 years as a member of Mark Few's staff, Lloyd is becoming the head coach of the University of Arizona. Brenna Green joining us now from the newsroom tonight as she caught up with a couple of former Gonzaga players about the hire. Brenna.
Yeah, today in a press release, Tommy said he can't wait to get started at Arizona and that the work begins now. Mark Few also added in that press release that he wishes Tommy the best and that he has no doubts that he will lead Arizona to great success. I talked with two former Gonzaga players, Dan Dickau and Matt Santangelo, today, and they both echoed Few's sentiment.
Arizona is going to become a big-time power again on the West Coast.
There you have it from the lips of Dan Dickau. And he would know, as he's been around Tommy Lloyd for nearly his whole life.
Tommy had a huge impact on me. It's funny because I remember growing up in Southwest Washington, I watched Tommy Lloyd play in high school. And then obviously my time at Gonzaga, my redshirt year, he was a student assistant who was always around. And he was instrumental, kind of helping me work on the fine-tuned details of my game. And then he gets elevated to an assistant coach. And, as my career was getting going and as his career was getting going, we were kind of along the same path.
But it's not just Gonzaga players Tommy's had an impact on in Spokane. He was well respected at the youth level as well, whether he was helping connect Spokane recruits to college opportunities both inside and outside of Gonzaga, or coaching his and thus other people's kids.
And he would literally be kind of drawing up plays or concepts for, seventh grade girls or whatever, whatever the case was, because he liked it. That's how his mind worked. And so I think he was, like most things in Spokane, it's all very accessible. And Tommy was very accessible.
For how easygoing Tommy is, his hire was anything but. Several Arizona alums over the past week were vocal about how they wanted an Arizona alum to coach the Wildcats. I asked both Dan and Matt Santangelo what they would say to the doubters.
Don't be dumb. Can I tell them that? Can I say that? You got to get behind Tommy Lloyd. And then you got to get the detractors to get behind Tommy Lloyd. So it's almost like everyone phone a friend.
For the guys who are questioning the hire, I don't understand why. If you look at Tommy's track record, if you look at Gonzaga's track record, it speaks for itself.
But enough with the drama. This is Tommy's day. Here's what both Matt and Dan want to say to him.
I sent Tommy a text just before all this happened last weekend, just saying how, same thing I said to you all, how much I admire him, how proud I am of him, how excited I am for him and his family. I hope that our paths get to cross again in some form or fashion, because I really, really enjoy Tommy Lloyd. He's one of the people you meet that you want them to be successful because you believe in them.
Tommy, it's well-deserved. You've done a tremendous job of leaving no stone unturned to help Gonzaga become what it is. You've left no stone unturned to help yourself become ready for this opportunity. I think you're going to do a phenomenal job, and I'm going to root for you on every opportunity that I get outside of maybe when you play Gonzaga.
I like that attitude. Several more recent former players, including Rui Hachimura and Killian Tilly, also congratulated Tommy on Twitter tonight. We wish Tommy the best of luck here at KREM as well. Regina.
Thanks, Brenna, for that. Well, tomorrow, congressional Democrats are expected to introduce a bill to increase the U.S. Supreme Court from 9 to 13 justices. Last week, President Joe Biden ordered a study on the court structure. It will look at expanding and limiting terms, among other things. All right, let's take a break from the headlines now and talk about weather. It was a beautiful day out there with the sunshine, definitely high in the sky, but it was pretty gusty out there. Thomas Patrick joining us now. So Thomas, can you tell us if we're going to have no more windy days and just warm days?
In fact, those two factors, the warmer days are going to get warmer yet. And the windier days are going to get less windier yet.
All right, that's good then.
Perfect combination.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, perfect combination for this weekend. But you're right to notice that it was quite windy today. It did outperform some of our original forecasts. In fact, today in Spokane, it ended up being windier than yesterday overall, with a maximum wind gust of 40 miles per hour throughout the day today. But otherwise, these wind gusts have calmed a little bit tonight. It's not as blustery from our outdoor weather center. I'll say this, though, with the northeasterly wind, the building's actually blocking probably most of the wind that would be coming towards me in our outdoor set here. I still think winds tomorrow will be around 15 to 20 miles per hour at most, but still a little bit less than today. Should be less than tomorrow or what it was yesterday as well. But hour by hour, just going to be another beautiful day. Wall-to-wall sunshine from morning to night. Temperatures topping out in the upper 60s. Could we hit 70 before the weekend? It is a certain possibility, but at 70s a sure bet for the weekend overall. Not much to complain about. Maybe one more windy day in the forecast, and I'll show you when that will fall on. All coming up in a few minutes.
Sounds good, Thomas. Thank you. Well, still ahead here tonight. Starting tomorrow, millions more Washingtonians will be eligible for the coronavirus vaccine. What you need to know before you get your first dose. We'll be right back.